Hi friends, today we are going to discuss another design pattern called index table pattern. So many of you might have used this pattern without knowing about it. So you must know about relational databases which provides primary index as well as secondary index. So what primary index is, you have a table and you have different columns in it and you provide a primary key on a particular index, let's say ID. So searches on this ID are very fast. How are they fast? Database stores these keys in its another table, or it can basically it basically knows where to find these IDs. Like whenever you give ID equals 1, then database knows where this ID is present, and it does not have to search all the or traverse all the rows or all the data to find that ID. And if you want more indices on a table, then you have to create secondary index. So index is basically a lookup logic. So let's say you have a city and you want to find all the users which reside in a particular city. So in this case, when you don't have any indexes or lookup logic, then your database is going to traverse, or you have to traverse all the rows or all the data to find users for a particular city A, B, A. So you have to traverse all the cities. But what you can do is, to speed this up, databases provide something called secondary index. And when you create a secondary index on your table, then database is internally going to keep a lookup logic like A, it is present in at some places, and B is present in some places, and C is present in some places. So whenever you query on a particular field or particular column which has a secondary index present on it, then database knows exactly where to look these fields, so it does not have to traverse all the data. This way your searches become fast. But certain databases don't provide these secondary indexes out of the box. Mostly these databases are mostly NoSQL databases. So what you have to do is, you may have to write an application side logic to speed up your searches. So how you can create a secondary index, or how can you create an index to optimize your query response time? So in this case, how we can do is, one of the ways is if called full denormalization. It's just a fancy word of saying, rather than having primary key on ID, you can create a primary key on city. So A, B, and C. Then it is going to have all the documents which are having A in it, city A in it. It is going to have all the documents with city B in it. It is going to have all the documents or all the data which have C in it. So all these fields are going to be duplicated in this secondary index, which is full denormalization. That is, you are duplicating the data in your index table. So if this is an index table, these are mostly used in NoSQL databases, but you can follow the same logic in SQL databases as well. But the main concept of index table is, you can duplicate the data. A main concept of full denormalization index is, you're duplicating all of the data, so that whenever you want to find all the documents which are having city A, then you can just find that in O1 time, since there is index on these fields, so you can find all the documents and you can return. But it comes with this disadvantage. It has disadvantages like, it is going to use lots of storage, right? because you are fully duplicating the data, and you, if you need secondary indices or custom made index on particular fields, so you have to duplicate data that many times. For example, if you need indices on 3 fields, and if you are storing all the data along with the secondary index, then you are going to use 3 into size of table, right? One is the original field, one is the original table, and for each index you have to use, so basically storing total data 4 times. And since storage takes cost, so it is going to be a very costly solution. Also, you have to create secondary indices only on columns which you think are frequently accessed, right? You should not do speculative index creation like I may get queries on this. If you are 100% confident, or if you are highly confident that you have an application which queries on particular fields which are not primary indices, then you can create secondary indices on those fields, because it is going to take storage, and it is going to take application logic, application development time, and it is going to take application searching time to query those fields, right? Let's see what is the, so one of the ways is full denormalization. Second way is partial denormalization. Not do partial denormalization, let's do lookup table. So what we do is, let's see in this scenario. Instead of storing all the data along with our city, what we can do is we can store A and then ID 1, ID 3, ID 4, and then B, ID 2, and C, ID 5. So you are basically storing only the primary keys of the actual table. So if you want to find all the data for a given city, what you can do is query on that city in this lookup table. You are going to get IDs from the IDs of the primary table, then query the primary table to get the actual data. So you're going to then query 1, 3, and 4. Then you're going to get actual data. So you are making 2 queries, one on secondary index and one on primary table. And since each of these tables, in each of these tables you are querying that table's primary index, so these are going to be fast queries, but total time is going to increase. Total time is going to be higher than the full denormalization, in which you are storing all the data in the secondary table. But its advantage is you are storing, since you are storing very less data, this is more cost effective. Also, if fields other than your main keys fields are changed, for example, let's say this was age, and if age was updated for any employee, you don't have to change, or you don't have to do any change in the secondary lookup table. So it is going to make your life easier, since you don't have to maintain consistency for all the fields. Otherwise, in full denormalization case, you would have to, if any field was updated here, you would have to duplicate it here, or you would have to replicate it here, so that data stays consistent between tables. But its a disadvantage is it is having 2 queries. Let's see the third example, third type of index table. This is partial denormalization. I'm going to write denorm, but it means denormalization. In this, what you can do is you can store partial data along with the secondary keys. So you can store A, B, and C. It is going to have ID 1, and let's say its name was Palash, Ankush, and Palash, Ankush, not Ankush, Palash, and Amrit. What it can do is you can store name along with it. So you can store Palash, name is Palash, and for another column you can do uh, ID, name, Palash, and like this. Here you can do ID 2, Ankush, and in this you can do ID 5, Amrita. So what is going to happen is, if you wanted to find the names of employees for a particular city, what you can do is you can just query the lookup table, and if that piece of information that you want is present in the partial lookup table or partial denormalization index table, you can give the data from here. If it is not present in your lookup table, you can query on the basis of ID field in your main table and then fetch the data from there and then give the result. So in this case, you can make, there's some chances that a portion of the data can be served from the partial denormalized table. And if you intelligently, or if you select the denormalized fields, denormalization means basically duplicating the data to speed up your queries. So if these fields are frequently accessed, then you can reduce the number of queries on your main table. If you want to query by a city or by these fields, and you can store frequently used table here, frequently used fields here, and less frequently used tables, field can be queried from the main table. This way you can reduce the number of queries and improve the performance. Let's see some of the advantages and disadvantages of index table pattern. So first of all, this pattern is most useful on static data. If your data is frequently changing, then you would have to basically go back and forth in syncing these two tables and basically updating these two tables. So it is mostly helpful when your data is static or very less changing. Another point is it increases index table pattern. In index table pattern, you have to create custom logic for querying multiple tables to get a particular data. For example, first you have to search on denormalized table. If it is partial denormalized table, then you have to check whether the columns you are retrieving are present in denormalized table. If they are present, then well and good, return the response. If they are not present, then you have to basically query the main table. So that makes your operation complex. If your data is large and you are accessing fields, or you are filtering on fields which are present in denormalized table, then it is going to give you a very good booster. But if you're not accessing or you're not filtering on the denormalized tables field, then it is not going to give a good booster. For example, let's say in your denormalized table, 90% of the data is present in city A and 10% of data is present in B, C, D, or whatever. So 90% of the data is present in city A. Let's see what this means. Right. Let's see what does it mean. If your queries are coming, if majority of your queries are coming on 90% of the data, then it is as good as traversing your main table, because for checking 90% of the record, you will have to traverse 90% of the record. So it is not helpful to have secondary index on when 90% of your queries or most of your queries are coming where filter is A. But if the filters are B or C or D, or if the filters are from the 10% of the data, then having an index table is going to have an advantage. When your most of your queries are filtering on B or C or D, then it is going to provide an advantage, because you don't have to traverse 90% of your data. Because if you didn't have that index table, then you would have to traverse all of the data. If you have queries on A, then it is going to traverse all of the data. 90% is equivalent to 10% for large number of data. 90% is equivalent to 100% for large data. But if your majority of your queries are coming for B, C, or D, then you only have to traverse 10% of the data. And if you are traversing all of the data for only 10%, 10% of, then having a second index table is going to provide an advantage. One way to maintain index tables is, for example, you have your data store in which data is being written. So by following the event sourcing patterns, you can you can provide the events for these updates and inserts in an event sourcing queue or event queue, and then this event queue can be listened, and using this you can create your secondary index store. So this is basically a read materialized view, or a view over your main table. This is your main table. This is a view over a main table which is optimized for searching on indices other than the primary index. So it is going to speed up your query. And here we are using event sourcing pattern to create a different view over your data for optimizing the query results or query response time. And this this creating of read views over your data can be handled by a separate task. For example, this can be an application which reads the events written events on main database and create a materialized view, or create a view for secondary index lookup in your database. This can be achieved using Spark. You can write custom applications also. You can use Logstash also, or any application to read the events and create a different table or different view over your data. So that's all for the index table pattern. It's a very simple pattern in which you're creating lookup tables on the basis of type of data that you want to filter out, on the basis of fields that you want to filter on, and depending on your use case, you can store extra fields along with the primary key of the main table, or you can just store primary key of the main table and then do a lookup on the main table when querying on that secondary index. So that's all for the primary index pattern. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know your views in the comments. Thank you and have a nice day.